Hi everybody, this is Bev at Clarkovision, and here we are with a contest entry. Yet another one. There's quite a few people throwing out contests just now. They all seem to be just hitting milestones and things like that, but it's all good. Well done everybody. And in this particular case, it is the turn of Trevor Hickey over in Canada. Trevor has another cool channel, lots of chit chat, lots of metal, and he is obviously he's just hit the 200 subscribers mark, which is fantastic. Well done, Trevor, and I'm pretty sure that should continue to grow because your channel is really interesting. Always have a lot of honest things to say as well, which is good. Always like that. So yes, so please everybody, check out Trevor's channel, and his contest is below if you wish to enter the link to that video. And he's having a contest, and it's running until the 30th of June, and it's quite straightforward actually. He is calling it the Guilty Pleasures 200 subs, and basically you have to show 5 albums or artists or bands that you consider to be some of your guilty pleasures, possibly stuff that you wouldn't normally listen to or talk about, you know, guilty pleasures, maybe something that you wouldn't readily admit to liking in front of your you know, heavy metal friends, if you felt that way inclined to feel embarrassed about such things. But anyway, I've actually got 6 here. I did have 5, and then I spotted one at the last minute. I thought I can't leave that one out. That is a must show. So 3 CDs and 3 records I'm going to show here, which I kind of regard as guilty pleasures. So let's get on with it. Here is my 6. The Georgia Satellites, Let It Rock. So this is like a compilation of some of their best tracks, I guess. And this is an absolutely adorable, enjoyable listen. It's such good fun and so kind of upbeat and humorous and just good vibes all around. Just classic American rock with a kind of a southern / country kind of hint to their sound a little bit, but generally hard rock. So yeah, and I got this. I think I got this when it came out in the early 90s. It's 1993. It came out on Elektra, and it was played non-stop for a good couple of years. So I have fond memories of this. So yeah, the Georgia Satellites and Let It Rock, fantastic stuff. Next up, I don't know if I said already, but I make no apologies whatsoever for liking these. These are all bands and artists that were very kind of some of the earliest in my musical journey as I started out kind of just discovering music, growing up, and you know, the 80s and all that kind of thing. This one, again, it's another compilation, Through a Big Country by Big Country, their greatest hits, one of Scotland's finest bands as far as I'm concerned. Almost local, they're just across, just north of here. Where they hailed from, Dunfermline. Big Country, yeah, I first heard them kind of mid-80s, early mid-80s, when I discovered in my dad's singles collection the single for Chance, which was off their first album, what the devil's it called, The Crossing. That particular song was one of the defining tracks that alerted me to the interesting coolness of the sound of the guitar. So yeah, and all through the 80s they had loads of hits in the British charts, and they're just a bit of a different band, and they're just kind of pop rock, Celtic rock kind of vibes, but not so much from the Celtic. They just had their own kind of sound, definitive sound. They used a lot of interesting effects with their guitars, and no, they weren't all attempting to be bagpipes, because that seems to be what everybody thinks about when they think of Big Country, is they tried to make their guitars sound like bagpipes, but actually they did a bloomin' sight more than that, let me tell you. Just a great hard rock, pop rock, hard rock band, whatever you want to call them. And I simply love this album because every track on it is a great song. And yet another compilation, Aha! 80s pop superstars from Norway. Morten Harket and his colleagues here. They broke onto the scene in the 80s with an amazing video that accompanied Take On Me, obviously, with the kind of cartoon style thing. Really cool video, actually, especially at the time. Yeah, so the headlines and deadlines, hits of Aha, again, this is another CD crammed with 16 of their greatest tracks. Again, they were really big in the UK back in the 80s, and they're another band that caught my attention. They just put out great pop hits, great pop songs, good stuff. The Living Daylights was the James Bond one they did, obviously, for that movie when it came out in, I don't know, was it 89 or something? Something like that. Timothy Dalton one, I think, wasn't he? To this day, I've never actually seen that film from start to finish. I've kind of seen bits of it, or most of it, but I don't think I saw it from the start for some reason. I'll get there eventually. What else? The sun always shines on TV. What, you just can't get any more 80s than that. It's just so 80s, so happy. It's so full of colour. Stay on These Roads was a kind of atmospheric ballad. I loved that as well. But yeah, there's just lots of, they had some interesting songs that I really liked. So yeah, it's always nice to put this on now and again. Take On Me, and to a lesser extent, The Sun Always Shines on TV, they get played on the radio a lot, and I'm quite happy to not hear those songs so much, but the other ones I still fully enjoy pretty much. Now on to the vinyl. Take it out the thing because just too much reflection. So this is Runrig and the album Searchlight. Now Runrig are Celtic rock, you could describe them as that. Very traditional with their lyrics. Some of them are even in the Gaelic, the Scottish Gaelic. Some are in English. These guys hail from the Western Isles. And they started up in the 70s. This album is actually from 1989. It's probably one of my favourites of theirs, and it's just a very enjoyable kind of. They're kind of. This was more of their commercial when they were kind of just entering their commercial peak with this album. With its release in '89, and then a couple of albums after that in the early '90s. They were at their most popular kind of nationwide up and down Britain. But again, very good, another fantastically talented Scottish band. And yeah, it's one of these albums that, you know, you kind of, when you get an album where sometimes a song will make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, and you just get an appreciation of your kind of local heritage. I guess that's how this band kind of affects me in a way, because of their, you know, they're very kind of Scottish, obviously. Even though they don't just sing about Scotland, they write about all kinds of, you know, there's one here called Ireland. They've sung about America, Canada. You know, they talk a lot, because a lot of the folk from the Western Isles emigrated across to Canada and America, and they've done a lot of songs over the time talking about that kind of thing. So yeah, great stuff. Celtic rock, Scottish rock. Second last, I hope to have had this done by now. Absolutely magic, just pop rock class from the 80s again. It's just the 80s, you know. It was just a time when I was just really discovering music. And it's not just metal, and a lot of these songs and bands and artists did play a part in that journey, and some of them will stay in the journey, if you like. One or two have kind of been shoved out, like, for example, Jason Donovan's 10 Good Reasons. I don't have that anymore. But yeah, this is another one. I just adore this. It's just, again, classic 80s happiness, 80s feel good, just that 80s sound and atmosphere. So what else is there to say except give this a listen. Play Deep by The Outfield. And the last one, yes, Belinda Carlisle's Heaven on Earth. I just love this album as well. Yeah, this is the kind of album from her in her solo career that broke her big. Again, she became really popular in the UK at this time. Her first single, Heaven is a Place on Earth, went into #1 here. And I think she had 2 or 3 #1s maybe after that down the line. But yeah, and again, I pretty much love this entire album. I had the cassette of this back in the day. I then got the CD later, and eventually, in fact, just recently, much more recently, I decided to grab the vinyl. This is a reissue from 2018 on Demon Records. So yeah, another really good album that I loved back in the day, and this tour was my very first concert. I saw her when she came to Edinburgh Playhouse instead of seeing Def Leppard. But that's just how it was, I'm afraid. I didn't realise Def Leppard had been until they'd gone, because I was about 10, 11-year-old, so that is what it is, sadly. But yeah, so these are my guilty pleasures, people, and I still enjoy them very much to this day. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in another one. Again, congratulations, Trevor, and please, everybody, check out Trevor's channel below. See you later. Bye just now.